those magnificent men in their flying machines. They go up to the up, up, they go down to the up, down.
Okay, I've only got one hand, so this will be awkward, I know. Right, as you can see, I've put the actual the cushioning on round the cockpit. Okay, this is a bit of a messy job, I might add, and a bit time consuming, but you know it's worth it in the end. Normally I paint the tubing first, but I thought this time I'll just get it on whilst I was making Sunday dinner. Right, so we'll come to that now. So here's a bit of tubing. Here's again the famous fish tank tubing. It's dirt cheap to buy. You can get any thickness, preferably. This could have done with being a bit thicker, but this is what I had. So you obviously get this. You get that from any pet shop. Right, cut it over length, so you've got a bit of room to play with it all. And then as you go around it, right, you cut it to length first, right, just roughly. Then you go to the bar. And what I tend to do is I get a piece of bar. I feel awkward in this light, I know, but you know, I put it. Where am I? Right, there's your bar. And then I put the tubing through the bar. Okay, and once the tubing's... Oh, where's my hand? There it is. Touch my finger hand. Right, as you put the tubing through the bar... Okay, if I put it on there, it might be easier, right? There you go. Then you've got a solid base to... There you go. To run the scalpel down the middle, okay, to the end. So, one, it only cuts one side of the tubing, not both sides, which would happen if you try and do it without a bar. And B, it's ready then. So once you cut it all down the centre, fit it up into your fuse, okay, get it all in first, so you know where it is all sitting nicely, okay, where it's all going to fit in, because like here I had to make a little bar across the front to hold this on, okay, so a little piece of wood on the front inside, which is, you just have to, so it's got something to grip to. Once you've got it to the right length and that, and you've got it all set up, mock set up, you've got it all in set up nice, you know what I mean by mock, don't glue anything. You got it in, it looks happy, you're happy with it, that's your choice. You can either take it off and paint it first. You can either do what I did with the front of the fuse that I showed in the previous video. Here you can hand paint it in a tin or spray it. Right, but again, put it back on the bar to do that. So you get it back on the bar and you do what you want with it, okay? It keeps it open, because when you go to pull it off, okay, then it'll be there, you know? And it's the same with the cut, I might add. If your blade, you get a sharp blade, sometimes it won't cut right through, but when you pull it off the bar, it will rip it. So you'll be nice. It's like stripping wire, you know? So that's that. Then it comes to the sticky, messy bit. Once you've got it all it's all dry, then I use 5-minute epoxy resin. And what I tend to do is I put it on the actual cockpit first. You can try and put it through the tubing, but that is really a nightmare. Right, so just stick it around, all the way around where you're having the where you're putting the tubing, okay? Alright, you got 5 minutes, right? To be realistic, it is actually easier once it starts tacking, you know, once it starts curing. So you get it on, and then you use your pins, clamps, whatever you can. There's a bit awkward here where my finger is in there. They're the awkward bits to get on, but once they're stuck in, the rest will fit in. It's very messy. Wear plastic gloves if you want. And personally, like I've said in previous video, I'm actually allergic to epoxy resin. So if I start sneezing or sniffing or whatever, then you'll know that's why. Right, so leave it then. I mean, it's tacky still, but it's there. I just wanted to show you on this video. By all means, I'm going to paint it afterwards. And then once that's set, I shall find him now. There he is, Mr. Pilot. He's more or less ready to get in there. But as you can see, he's going to need rather a lot of surgery to get in there. You know, which is a shame. But that's the way it goes, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen. So, once this is painted, this will be the next job to fit him in. And then I'll fit the guns in and the rest of the jazz. Yes, job done. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I said this morning I was going to cap the wings. Well, I was intending to, but any excuse to get out of it. As you can see with the video, if I go in a bit closer, I've noticed at the bottom here, before I can cap the wings, if I get my finger on it, here along the bottom where the undercarriage is going to go and everything else, I've noticed that the wings are slightly in there, you see. So if I can make sense, I'll go a bit closer and see what I mean. Oh, that's good. See what I mean. So in order to get that, I thought, right, so I offered the wing up to the bottom of the fuse. I realised that there's a little bit of work need done just before I can do anything else by capping wings. So bear with us now. You've got a good look at that, okay? So keep that in mind, what you're looking at there. And we're going to whiz across the room. Okay, here we go. Right, and as you can see, I'll try and keep it further back because it's a bit brighter in here. Oh, alright, is that? Right. There you go. Right, so as you can see, if I turn the camera that way, it might help you a bit better, mightn't it? I'll try and keep it as steady as possible. So there you go, definition of wing, okay, which is inside. And then obviously this is the front bit, which is a metal, which a friend of mine, I've lost his name in my head, bless him, sent me this particular special covering. It looks like metal. It sticks, you know, it's fantastic stuff. Which when I come to cover now, I'll show you that, just to say, you know, this involved quite a bit of work, believe me. It wasn't as easy as it looks now. And for example, I had to build all this up. I used layers, you can probably see it with the camera. I used layers on this bit, layers of balsa, so I could get it around the wing, curvature around the wing. And then eventually got it nice the way I wanted it and sanded it to shape there. Same with this piece. This is just a long block, but you know, I angled it like it shows in the picture. And then built this bit up on the bottom. And obviously at the back here, it tails off nice, just like on the real plane, because I noticed that these come out the fairings of the wings. So that's all in the way it should be. And anyone wondering that hole is for, that's basically, in all my planes I put an external charger. Okay? So it's easier obviously to charge the plane up when it's, you know, when you want to go flying. So that's what that there's for. Okay? And obviously the wing comes out just like so. But I did do a bit of capping, I believe, just to prove that I wasn't trying to get out of it totally. There you go. So I capped the top. I'll put it on there. I'm trying to do everything with that one hand, it's awkward. Right, so, see? So there. I mean, it doesn't matter because nobody's going to see inside there. And the reason I haven't capped the bottom wing, underneath the bottom wing, is because I've got to get the wires through, you know, for the servos on the wings. So that's why they're not done. So that is about that, ladies and gentlemen. So my next stage will now be, in fact, before I do the capping, I'm going to try and get hold of some hinges. I'm right pleased, by the way, that Western Park, what a twonk I am thinking Western Park was this weekend for some bloody mad reason. And I blame Martin Thompson because he said he was bringing stuff to Western Park to sell planes and whatever he does. And I thought for some mad reason it was this weekend. But gladly, I'm glad to say that it isn't. It's next weekend, so I'm going on Saturday to see if I can pick up another kit from somewhere there. There must be. If they don't sell them there, I'm going to sell them anyway. You know, and I haven't been to a show for nearly 2 years, so I'm really looking forward to it. I don't care if it's pouring or rain, I'm still going. Yay! Plus, I get paid. So it'll be ideal. So there you go. Anyway, enough of that anarchy. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. So obviously, just to show you, you plate that underneath there, like so. So you know, and the reason it's plated there, I might add, is something because it's a terrible habit when you're taking your wing off. You don't want to squish it, so I always plate them. No one's going to see it anyway, you know, because the top half would be sprayed brown, the same colours as the Shuttleworth version. So they won't see it. Okay, so the next thing I'll do, I think I'll tackle the ailerons. So I've got them, but I'm going to have to get the right hinges because I prefer to do it with the hinges intact. I'll show you when I come to that. Gluing them in and that, I do it a bit different from most people as usual. And I like the ones where you get the little pins that go in between the hinges so that you can just slot them in and out. So, I mean, I think if I can get it, I might demonstrate how it's done on this one here. Right, so just so I could show you, I'll turn it round, might be a better idea. See how I do the hinges is I cut them out. Where's my finger? I cut them out, slot them in, get them all working nice and neat like you do, and then I glue them there. I actually super glue them in with a piece of scrap balsa so that the hinges are permanently in. You know they're not going to slip then, no way. But like I said, I prefer the hinges that have got the pins that you can slip in and out. So when it comes to covering, it's a damn sight easier. And unfortunately, these hinges don't have them. But as you can see, I've only done one side. So this will pull out and I'll cover it that way. But that's what I'm going to do. So when I go to the show, I'm going to get them hinges. That's a must. So there you go. I'll probably forget. So if somebody reminds me before I go, that'll be quite handy. Hee jelly. Okay, so that's that. Alright, it's quite nice that. Right, so that's that. Okay, right then, onwards and upwards. Right then, guys. Cheerio. Bye.
Those magnificent men, those magnificent men, those magnificent men in the flying machine.